Colorado Avalanche hockey on Altitude is brought to you by Dodge. Visit Dodge.com or your local dealer today. Frost Brewed Coors Light, the world's most refreshing beer. CenturyLink, a trusted technology partner, frees you to focus on what matters. CenturyLink, your link to what's next. And by Shortline Subaru. Save money, drive better. The Colorado Avalanche have beaten the Ottawa Senators 5 consecutive games, and tonight they host the Ottawa Senators for the only time this season here at Pepsi Center. Let's look at the Ford starting lineup. Peter, tell me about the goaltender.
Well, I'll tell you, they're both red hot. You look at their season numbers, obviously very good for both. But right now, old friend Craig Anderson in nets for the Ottawa Senators. Might be 7-1-1 in his last 9 games. At the other end, Semyon Varlamov looking for his second 20-win season. He is 6-0-4 in his last 10. And Mike, we have seen him be spectacular on this homestand.
Here we go, Avalanche and Ottawa. It's been quite a while since Ottawa has won a game in this building, Peter. You have to go back to December 12th of 2005, the last time Ottawa won a game at Pepsi Center. Puck along the far side, Jan.08 is able to chip it ahead, and Nathan MacKinnon. Talk about hot streak. 2 games in a row with 2 goals for Nathan MacKinnon.
Well, for Paul McLean, it looked like he was going to be a long, long season, Mike. They had fallen off the pace in the playoffs in the Eastern Conference, but now they've won their last 4 games. But Michael, this is about the toughest stretches I've seen a club go on in a long time. Counting last game in Montreal, 17 of the 23 games for them, Mike, are on the road. They have a 2-game homestand and 4 one-game homestands in those 23 games.
Puck chase back into the Ottawa zone. Jared Cowan turns the puck around the boards. Pass out to center. Swat away by Andre Benoit. Played last year for the Ottawa Senators. Behind the net, Corey Sarch will pick up the puck. Makes the pass for Benoit. Up ice for Landeskog. Sends it across, and the defenseman Sarch jumping up into the play. Wedged off the puck. Pass out to center, but that wedge was actually a penalty. And so we get our first penalty call here in the first period.
89 Ottawa, 2 minutes for tripping.
Well, for the Avalanche, Mike, we keep talking about this homestand, 7 games, but the first 5 games, the power play has been outstanding. 6 power play goals so far, 14 opportunities. And Mike, a couple of last games, as the power play was outstanding.
When you add it up, Peter, I mean, that's 42.9% on the power play. Remarkable during this homestand. Benoit moves in, he shoots and misses the net. And it comes around the boards and out. The Avs score on the power play. Lucky winner will get tickets to an upcoming game. For a chance to win, you can register at afwonline.com/altitude. At center, Benoit past the red line. Lifts the puck in. He'll give chase himself. Arrives in the corner. Takes a hit. And the puck is passed up the wall and then flicked out to center ice by Colin Greening. It's handled by Varlamov. They'll give it to Tyson Barrie.
Like one of the real keys for the Avalanche on the power play has been the pressure from the point. The point man not just getting the shots through, but the offside guy really driving to the net.
You know, last game against Calgary, they had scored 3 goals. And on each goal, there was a defenseman who picked up an assist. 3 different defensemen. So it is a big part and big factor right now for Colorado.
Well, you look at it, Mike. This, Mike, is right on the heels of 11 consecutive games without scoring a power play goal. It just speaks to the fickle nature of power plays and how you have to stay with it. Patrick Waugh and his club, they worked every day, and frustration was building, but now it has been red hot for the Avalanche.
Face off in the Ottawa zone as on the power play. Pass comes across. Duchesne sends it to the side of the net. Tipped around, back behind the cage, slammed up, held in at the point. Holden slides it across for Eric Johnson. Tip, score! Jamie McGinn. Eric Johnson placed that perfectly for McGinn to tip, and the Avalanche get a power play goal on McGinn's 10th goal of the season. Just a couple of shots, and the second one goes in for Colorado on that power play.
And Michael has his play. Jamie McGinn's been big for the Colorado Avalanche. The point men, Holden and Johnson, passing the puck. But this is a set play, Mike, by Johnson. Johnson is looking for the pass. Look, head up the whole time, and he throws it across. That's that old, the Sedins in Vancouver play, where the guy is up high. You're throwing it across, almost into the corner, and you just tip it back against the goaltender. Almost impossible to stop, but what a great play by the Avs.
And it gives them an early lead against Ottawa. 10th of the season for McGinn. Coming at 219, Johnson and Holden. So a couple of defensemen on the assists. And for McGinn, Peter, that's his first power play goal of the season.
Oh, Mike, I mean, 4 goals, as you mentioned, in the last 5 games. And there's a confident nature to his approach to the offensive zone now.
Behind the net, Johnson with the puck. Power play pays off early for the Avalanche. Johnson spins away from the forechecker and heads out towards center. Makes a pass off the board, skipped by Vandergulik. And we got an icing call on the Avalanche.
Not to be lost in all of this, Mike. Watch Nick Holden's pass. Boom, right across. A good, hard, crisp pass. It allowed Johnson time, Mike, to get his head up and walk in. You see him right there. What a great angle, guys, as far as you see Johnson looking at McGinn and his stick the whole way. Well, I'll tell you, I've been talking to more and more people that are coming through watching Johnson play, Mike, and they are impressed. And I mean big time scouts and general managers, and he has really picked up a lot of people's attention as far as how well he's playing.
One thing, Peter, I mean, you're playing well. He really is accumulating points now. Vandergulik shot, save, rebound, and that's batted out in the center. I mean, there are dividends paying off for his play.
Absolutely. That's his 20th point of the season. We're just a game past halfway, or two games past halfway. Well, this is the 4th line for the Avalanche. Defenseman falls down, and David Vandergulik, who has just been called up on this line with Malone and Bordelot, gets a good shot on net. Mike, he's been up and down with the Avalanche enough to get to know him. This man knows hockey. You know, the career hasn't necessarily gone the way he would have liked it to go. When you sit down, you talk to him about hockey, what a great addition he is to your minor league club as far as helping to teach the young guys. I mean, he understands the game, the NHL game, the American hockey game, but hockey more importantly.
It was nice you get rewarded an opportunity. Unfortunately for the Avalanche, injury to O'Reilly forces a call-up. But then you get a guy like Vandergulik, certainly paid his dues, and he gets a chance to come up and play with a big club.
And if there's a club in the National Hockey League that you want to come to, you know, paid your dues and get an opportunity, it would be this club. There's a lot of guys on this club.
Nice and Barry moves the puck around for McGinn. He has scored the power play goal to give the Avs the lead. Shot in the save by Varlamov. And the puck comes back around the wall. Held in. Pass in front. Blocked. Backhand try. That is stopped. A rebound to the far side. McGinn swats the puck to center. Chased down by Mathot. Slips a check. Moves past the red line and flicks the puck in to the Colorado zone. Sarge will handle it. Up the middle, pass intercepted momentarily, then recovered by Sarge. He brings the puck over the line, but the Avalanche are offside.
Well, here are the numbers we were talking about for Erik Johnson, and you know, the first 31 games of the season he had 9 points, Mike. It's not as if, you know, it's been a continual season-long offensive push. It has been in the last 10 games for Erik Johnson where the confidence just went bang. And I think the key is, Mike, he is playing so well in his own zone. It allowed him to the confidence to, okay, you know what? Let's push it into that next zone.
That's his 11th point in the last 12 games for Erik Johnson. He's given the Avs a 1-0 lead with that nice pass to set up the goal by McGinn. Landeskog handles the puck to the point. Hayda winds and shoots and scores! Jan.08. He makes it 2-0 Avalanche. But Hayda's, unless it was tipped, that's his 5th of the year. What a start for the Avalanche. It's exactly what they want to do. You come off a loss, well, you want a good start to a game.
Yeah, they come up a loss where maybe they felt that they didn't get the kind of start that they wanted. Well, they got the kind of start they wanted. in this game. And then, Mike, again, you look away from the puck. It was Landeskog, great pass, but look at the bodies in front. The Avalanche down low in front of Anderson. I mean, these are textbook goals. Power play, a textbook play. This coming out of the corner. Hayda banging for the puck, not standing passively at the blue line. He wanted the puck, he got it, and he hammers it home.
When you see that replay, Peters, we show you that Jan.08 does get credit for the goal. It was not tipped by an Avalanche player on the way in. And Gabe Landeskog won the Stastny getting the assist. Landeskog now on an 8-game point streak, the longest of his career. As Hayda gets his 5th goal of the season. And when you watch that replay, you can really tell Anderson, he's moving, trying to find that puck. There was a nice screen right in front of him. The puck carried in by Spencer. First year as captain for this Ottawa team. Of course, the previous captain, Daniel Alfredsson, long time
Mike,
Senator.
He is one of my favorite players. His one-on-one moves are incredible for a guy 6'3", 220 pounds. He can really make you look bad.
Vander Gulik to center, to the red line. Shot in around the boards, flips around, far side for Bordelot. So the Avalanche, with a couple of goals by Craig Anderson, and an early 2-0 lead. Pass comes up the wing, sent across by Eric Greiber, and then shot down the ice into the Avalanche zone. Ottawa is called for icing.
Well, this is the guys we talked about. Craig Anderson, Mike, what is it about teams and situations? These are his numbers against the Colorado Avalanche. As we mentioned, last year he was incredible. It was one of the most incredible goaltending years anybody had ever had. What was he, 169 goals against average and 941 save percentage. But against the Avalanche, just isn't there.
Well, the last time the Avs, Peter, were in Ottawa, remember that was a 7-1 smashing that night.
And that was his first game back against them. And you know how everybody wanted to play well against their old club.
Matt Duchene with the puck centered in front. Hit wide of the net. Carried out towards center ice. That instead, and it is stopped by Varlamov. And he'll hold the puck. We'll take a timeout. A power play goal from Jamie McGinn. And then another one makes it 2-0.
Well, they announced Team USA last week, and no question, the most controversial omission was Bobby Ryan. You look at those numbers, Mike, 18 goals, 18 assists. But more importantly, I think for everybody, like he's a game breaker. He is that kind of guy with one play, in one moment, can score a goal. And you look at these numbers. Since 2008, Kessel, an automatic. Kane, an automatic. Parise, an automatic. And Bobby Ryan. You had to know how disappointed he was, but it is a tough task picking an Olympic club.
And he's the guy, Peter, Bobby Ryan, does it at home and on the road. He's got 9 goals at home, 9 goals on the road this season.
Yeah,
those 9 lead the Ottawa Senators in road goals.
It was the biggest trade of the offseason, I think, in the National Hockey League, coming over from Anaheim. And, playing with Getzlaf and Perry. It was just about an impossible line to stop. The three of them together with their individual skills, and again, Bobby Ryan, he's 6'3", he's 210 pounds.
But he always had that label of the guy that got drafted second in that big draft, right?
He was always a disappointment because the guy before him, and it was a lottery situation with Sidney Crosby.
2-0 lead for the Avalanche. Great start to this game for Colorado. Malone behind the net. Jams it around the boards. Held it to the near side. Driver poked out the center. Malone's got it. Moves over the line for Bordelot. He shoots. And the stick save made by Anderson. Bordelot pushes the puck up the boards. Taken back. Cassian lost the puck. Slammed back from center ice by Sarch into the Ottawa zone. Driver take it behind the net. Makes a quick pass over the far side. Good pressure put on by Mitchell. The Avalanche continue to put that forecheck pressure on. And Ottawa has to lift the puck. Greiber sends it all the way down the ice. That'll result in icing. Well, that was just pure forechecking pressure by the Avs that forced that icing.
Well, Erik Karlsson, Mike, I'll tell you how much I know about hockey. 2 years ago in that 7-1 game that the Avalanche lost, I'm saying to myself after the, you know what? I'm not sure about this Carlson.
Well, you're good. You're judge of the talent, huh?
So I'm saying, you know what? Defensively, he goes on to not only have a great season, he had 70-plus points, but he won the Norris Trophy. And I had him back in the minors after one game.
I remember you were the one that said, I don't know if Gretzky's big enough to make it in the NHL.
He's not shifty enough.
Spencer with the puck. Gets checked. Pass out to center. Carried in down the wing, and Landeskog after it in the corner. Moves the puck behind the net. A lot of play in the Ottawa zone. Good pressure from the Avalanche. Behind the net, Stastny reversing. Stastny assisted on the second goal. Pass towards Landeskog. Down to a knee, gets back up. Pass back to Hayda. He scored the second goal to make it 2-0. His shot misses. Race to the corner. Mitchell takes out his man, Greening. Puck comes back around the boards, and Hayda will have to chase the puck to the center zone. Pass, and a great one for Landeskog. He's in, he shoots, and that went off of Anderson. Terrific pass to Spring Landeskog. Pass in the middle for Landeskog. What a shift this line is having. Poke check. Followed up by Talbot. Sends the puck back to center ice. Shot into the Ottawa zone. This Ottawa team, they've won 4 games in a row. A game above 500 overall this season. 19-18-7 with 45 points. 8-8-3 on the road. Meanwhile, the Avalanche with 56 points. 3rd in the division. 26-12-4. What a home record. 15-6-2 this year for the Avalanche.
But you're looking why they're successful in this game. Like it is, all 5 guys are just hunting down that puck.
Shot on the Varlamov, able to kick that one away. Pass in front. There were 3 Avalanche players right in front of the net, and preventing Kyle Turris from getting to the puck. Quick pass off Talbot. Turris pass to Ryan. Back to Turris. Coming wide. His shot tipped by Hayda wide of the net. Cut off by Portolo. Bangs the puck to center. Greiba backing up for Ottawa. Slides the puck across. Methot back to Greiba. Cross for Turris. And that one is shot in to the corner. In the Colorado zone. Handled by Vandergool. We're also seeing, Peter, in this first period, as Vandergool's shot missed wide. Well, Coach Waugh is just rolling his 4 lines, isn't he? He's
loving the fact that there hasn't been a whole lot of penalties. He's able to get everybody with energy onto the ice.
Pass to the far wing, carried in. Cassidy ridden into the corner. Played by Bordelot, off the boards, bounce back to Bordelot. And he banks it down the ice. It'll roll wide of Anderson. And that results in an icing call on the Avalanche.
Oh, you look at defensemen in the National Hockey League, and Carlson last year had a almost devastating Achilles tendon injury. Was severed by the skate of Matt Cook, but he was able to come back. But you look right now, only Duncan Keith, who right now, Mike, has to be the Norris Trophy candidate for the Chicago Blackhawks. But Carlson right there with it. Doesn't matter how many points Duncan Keith gets, this guy's going to score points.
Conacher puts the puck free. Tipped back to the corner. McCulloch comes out of the corner with the puck back to the point. Shot by Carlson, gets blocked. Tipped back out to center. Erik Karlsson, number 65 for Ottawa. He's the one to keep an eye on here tonight. Fun to watch. Peter pointed out he's going to, through the course of the season, he's going to accumulate a lot of points. Habs hoping not tonight, though.
You and I were talking about it. Pure quarterbacks in the National Hockey League as far as point men. He is one of the very best, and the very few. They're hard to find.
Darch hustles to keep the puck inside the blue line. Ottawa gets it back, chipped ahead to the Colorado zone. Most of this first period in the Ottawa zone. Avalanche, good start to this one. They lead it 2-0. Duchesne backhands the puck in. Anderson, stop it. Spinning away, Methot. Skates towards the near sideboards. First back behind the net. Driver will take it. Pass to center. Avalanche in the right spot. Duchesne gets the pass. That's just able to get onside. Duchesne takes a hit. Pass by Stone. Comes back to the red line. Spezza. Hit by Landeskog. Methot turns the puck around for Greiber to take. Scoops it up the boards. Spencer, pass to Stone to the red line, launched in from center. And Johnson goes down to the ice. The Avalanche able to bat it out to center as Hayden shoots it into the neutral zone. Puck ends up in the Ottawa end. Pass through the middle, carried in. Ryan coming wide. Circles the Avalanche net. Pass, one-timer, off the arm, rebound, Turris, poke check by Varlamov. So an opportunity to poke it away.
The good defensive play by Stastny to bother Turris in front.
Mitchell, get out towards center. Banged out to center ice. Carlson has to settle the puck down as he turns back into his own zone. 7 minutes left in the first period. Avalanche came out like gangbusters. In a 2-minute and 35-second span, scored 2 goals. Begin on the power play, and then even strength goal by Hayda, which made it 2-0. Avalanche on the move. It's Barry lifting the puck to center. Knocked down. The glove at mid-ice by Chris Phillips. In a struggle for the puck. Squirts free. Punched ahead by Cleese. Played to the near side wing. Slapped up the boards. And out to center. Barry cuts it off for the Avalanche. Taken back by Condra. And that puck ricochets off of Cody Ceci into the Colorado zone. First back around. Pass up ice for Stastny. Center ice to the red line. Shot in around the boards. Anderson stop it. Turns it around. Stastny turns and shoots. And that one's kicked away by Anderson. And the puck ends up going out of play. Great first period so far for the Avalanche. They lead this 2-0 over the.
We're back at the Pepsi Center where the Avs have a 2-0 lead over the Sens. Now all 4 Olympians are happy for each other on the Avalanche team, but don't think there won't be a lot of chirping. Matt Duchene said that Landeskog skated up to him yesterday after it was announced that Matt made Team Canada, and Landeskog gave him a hug to congratulate him. But Matty said he told Gabe thanks, but he wants revenge from last year's World Championship when Team Canada lost in the quarterfinals. Now Matty said that we dominated that team, but they got lucky. Matt Duchene admits he's still very bitter at Gabe Landeskog. Guys.
All right, thanks very much, Julie. I'm sure there'll be a lot of ribbon going on for the next month until that Olympic games begin. Spencer carrying the puck in one-on-one, and a good shot, but a terrific save by Varlamov. You can sense that danger when Spencer has the puck, can't you?
Like all the great players we've been talking about over the course of this year and through the years, Mike, you don't know what he's going to do. Was he going to shoot? Was he going to pull it back through the defenseman's legs and come across through the middle?
Stafford, puck wide of the net. 7 shots for Ottawa in this game, and 5 of those have been by centermen. Well, the Avalanche don't have any shots on net from their centermen yet, but the defensemen are getting the puck through. Benoit tied up, lost the puck to Ryan. He moved behind that, centered and scored. A quick pass in front and a terrific shot from Clark MacArthur, his 15th goal of the season. That might be a guy you don't know much about. Clark MacArthur, 15 goals now, and he's made this a 2-1 hockey game as Ottawa gets on the board.
MacArthur's had goals now in four games in a row for these Ottawa Senators. Mike, he has back-to-back game winners, and that's just a case where defenseman for the Avalanche blew a tire, and who are we talking about? Bobby Ryan makes the play from behind. Good work by both of the Ottawa Senator forwards. It was hard for them to cover both, and just a nice pass by Bobby Ryan.
That cuts the lead in half as Ottawa gets on the board, making it a 2-1 hockey game. Senators with the puck coming in, shot by Turris. Oh, he's got a shot. That one missed the net. Pass out to center. Duchene with a good hit on Carlson. Clark MacArthur and Bobby Ryan gets the only assist. Ryan is 19th assist this season. We were talking about Erik Karlsson, Peter. He's one of 3 defensemen leading their team in points this season. The other would be Subban for Montreal and Weber for Nashville.
And he'll be joining Landeskog on Team Sweden.
Race to the corner. Vanajad has the puck. He's an interesting story. His father moved from Iran to Sweden when he was about 20 years old. Met his mother there. And grew up playing hockey in Sweden, but an Iranian father. Pass in front. There's a chance, and that's blocked by McLeod. Back high in the slot, Ceci. Cutting across Conacher's shot. All of a sudden, Ottawa, they've gotten a little life from that goal.
And they were building some life earlier, but just a little bit before that, some good forechecking. If you're watching this kid, Ceci, Mike, he has got a terrific shot. Talking to some of the Avalanche coaches before the game, they say, watch out this kid. This kid really shoot the puck.
Backhand across. That is tipped over the glass and out of play. MacArthur gets Ottawa on the board. Now it's 2-1 in favor of the Avalanche. Time for Did You Know? Brought to you by Stevenson Automotive, which recently inducted Baseball Hall of Famer, was selected in the 4th round of the 1984 NHL Draft. Was it C1 Frank Thomas, C2 Greg Maddux, or C3 Tom Glavine? All in the Hall of Fame, and one of those three, a terrific hockey player. When he was younger, good enough to be drafted.
The same year that Patrick Roy was drafted in the National Hockey League.
Not that far apart from each other in the draft order.
No. 69-51.
It's amazing when you look at the draft, Peter, the players that were drafted after the answer to our question. But that player certainly had a great career going to the Hall of Fame. Ryan with the puck, pass in front. The Avalanche did a nice job of back checking. Flick across for Carlson, knocks it down, turns and shoots, golfed that one high. And around the boards, MacArthur to the point. Back to MacArthur, he scored the goal. Pass in the slot for Turris. Backhander blocked by Hayden. Turris with the puck again. Up the board for Ryan. Nice pass, shot. Big save by Varlamov. All of a sudden, Peter, is Ottawa moving the puck or what here in this shift?
They're doing to the Avalanche what the Avalanche were doing early, pinning them down low and allowing the defenseman to jump up into the play.
The point, shot misses wide. Back for Carlson, shot pinballing around, tipped wide of the net to the corner. Hayda after it for the Avs. Backhanded up and out. It'll roll down the ice, and there is going to be an icing call on the Avalanche.
Well, as the injuries start to add up for the Avalanche, especially on some of their top line forwards, here is the strangest one, Mike, you're going to see maybe all season. Ryan O'Reilly just comes into the pack after Stastny scored last game, and fortunately, not seriously. They sort of watched the face of Paul Stastny. Stastny's going, what just happened? But he jammed it into the pack. Johnson was coming into the play, and he sort of just moved the whole group into O'Reilly, and hopefully just going to be this game, and he'll be back for the Avalanche as he's listed day to day.
Pass up ice, rolls towards the net. Varlamov will cover. Since the Avalanche goal, Ottawa's outshot the Avs 7-3. It is amazing. It's the roller coaster ride in a hockey game. And his team, Coach McLean's team, has won 4 games in a row. They're gaining confidence as a club.
Yeah.
Coach Waugh this morning talked about that this is a team Ottawa that comes into this game feeling pretty good about themselves.
Well, they made the playoffs the last 2 years in a row. Can you imagine this, Mike? Last year in the playoffs, they played the Montreal Canadiens, who were just down the road, and beat them in a 5-game series before losing to Pittsburgh in another 5-game series. But can you imagine the press and all the stuff surrounding that?
The thoughts pass for a grab, but wide shoots, saved by Varlamov. Closed up that 5-hole in a hurry. Luxury has an address. Cooney Lexus invites you to see the full line of Lexus all-weather drive sedans and luxury utility vehicles for 2014. They're available at Cooney Lexus of Greenwood Village and Colorado Springs. Carlson gets the face-off, shoots the puck off the body, goes wide. Zach Smith handles the puck for Ottawa. Trying to dance out of the corner. Works it back to the point. Has to come out to center ice. Flips across. Carlson tips the puck in. We're in the final minute of the first period. Avalanche came out strong. Built it early. 2-0 lead in the first 5 minutes of play. Ottawa's fought back, scored a goal. They have the puck. The shot gets blocked. Carlson in. He shoots wide of the net. Peter, he is not afraid to shoot the puck, is he?
No, he's got a great wrist shot.
Pass off the glass and out. Although you're telling me that person who's doing the television analyst work for the Ottawa Senators, Dennis Potvin, had the best wrist shot you've ever seen.
For a defenseman? Oh, my goodness. It was a lightning bolt from the blue line. He was one of the few defensemen, even way back, obviously, that used the wrist shot because it would get through. He had a slap shot, but his wrist shot was actually a better weapon.
I don't know if you can convince any Ranger fans of that, but
you were going to start a chant just because he was here.
Been to MSG, you've heard that chant every game. Well, Peter, we've had a period of hockey between the Avalanche and the Ottawa Senators. Avs came out like gangbusters and 2 goals in the first 5 minutes, but Ottawa showed why they've won 4 games in a row.
It's sort of a tale of two halves to that game. It was right about the 10-minute mark. Ottawa started to play better, but the Avalanche, Varley, a couple big saves, are up by 1.
That's the good news. The Avalanche leading after 1 period. It's a 2-1 advantage. Jamie McGinn on the power play. Jan.08 for the Avalanche scored the goals. MacArthur for Ottawa. Stay tuned. Coming up next after the break, the Toyota Intermission Report. Thank you for watching the Toyota Intermission Report, presented by the Toyota SUV family and your neighborhood Toyota stores. Colorado jumped out early, 2 goals in the first 5 minutes. Ottawa added a goal later in the period. The Avalanche have a 1-goal advantage as we are set to start the second period at Pepsi Center in Denver. Well, you look at a couple of the goals, 1 for the Avalanche, 1 for the Ottawa Senators, and Erik Johnson involved for the Avalanche, Bobby Ryan involved for the Ottawa Senators. 2 players that had some hopes of making the U.S. Olympic team. Any thought that maybe they're using the snub to motivate them?
You know, you might think so because, you know, you have to get past the devastation of not making the Olympic club. And we saw Martin St. Louis last night, who was, boy, he could barely talk about not making the Canadian Olympic club. He's 38 years old. And he had a couple of goals. But for Erik Johnson, we've seen it now over the last few games. He has just stepped up the game. You know he wanted to make it to the Olympic club. It was a goal of his to make it. He had been on the 2010 Olympic club. For Bobby Ryan, exactly the same thing. He won silver in Vancouver with Team USA. We showed you the numbers in the first period, and he hasn't let it slow him down. You know, it's one of those things that when you're a pro, Mike, and you've been around for a while now. Bobby Ryan's 23, Johnson, is 25. You've been kicked before. You know, you've had tough times, and this is a tough time that you have to get over because this is a club, Mike, that you play for. This is your team.
There we go. Second period begins. Avalanche lead the game 2-1. Outshot in the first period, 11-7. Watch the lines all the way down into the Ottawa zone, and the Avalanche called for icing.
Well, they lost O'Reilly, and they thought that for a while, Mike, they might have lost Nathan McKinnon, and it might have been a disaster as the shot to the point by Johnson gets through and hits McKinnon, who is standing on the side of the net, right in the foot. And believe me, Mike, I didn't block many, but every once in a while I got in the way, you know. And you can't feel your foot. It just completely goes numb.
Turner slides the puck back, center cross. Carried in by MacArthur. Moving to the corner with the puck. Backhanded around. Ryan waiting on the near side, half boards. Chipped away by Johnson. Quick pass to center for Duchesne. Sprints into the Ottawa zone. Bounces off the hit. Works the puck towards the corner for McGinn. Avs up by a goal as we begin our second period in Denver. Carlson turns, fires the puck off the boards, and it's sent down the ice. It'll go towards Varlamov, so no icing. Both teams changing up their forward line. Sarge reaches the red line, shoots the puck, but it goes off to Spezza and into the crowd, out of play.
Well, just talking to you know, the Ottawa people, you can see what they're trying to do, Mike, with this defensive core. Look at the size of these guys. 6'5", 228, 6'4", 225, 230, 220. And of course, you've got Erik Karlsson, your extraordinarily talented offensive player, but they're surrounding him with big people.
Avalanche with the puck. Chipped ahead. Ottawa's goaltender Greg Anderson snaps it around the boards. That gets blocked, kicked into the corner. Well, that's the final in Chicago here. The New York Rangers have beaten the Blackhawks tonight. Avalanche will be going to Chicago for a game next Tuesday as the Hawks lose tonight.
Oh, for Paul Stastny, who, Mike, nice little wraparound move. He scored last game for the Colorado Avalanche on that from the other side, but a wraparound. And Paul Stastny could not be heating up at a better time for the Avalanche, as he's got now 13 points in his last 11 games for the Avalanche, and with it, well, pardon me, now 14 points in the 12 games as he picked up another point in tonight's game.
Puck chased down by Ceci. Shot out to center. Smith makes the pass. Then the shot knocked down by Varlamov. And the rebound scooped out to center by Bordelot. Bordelot carries in, but sheeted over the line. And the Avs are called for being offside.
Well, Mike, it's sort of the rarest of the rare right now. #1 picks overall. Defensemen playing against each other. There's only 3 in the league. You look at in '94, Jovanovski with Florida, and then there was Brian Berard, who unfortunately with an eye injury, his career was really cut short. Was he going to be a good defenseman? But then Phillips and then Eric Johnson, and, you know, and so there's not many of them. It doesn't happen very often.
Conacher flips the puck in, knocked down with a high stick, and we'll have a face-off coming up. We're early in the second period. Avalanche continue to lead the game 2-1.
Well, Max Talbot, Mike, one of the areas where Talbot and McLeod, but Talbot was brought in, Mike, for leadership. This is a guy that has a reputation of being outstanding in the locker room in tough situations. He's been through the Stanley Cup Finals that Pittsburgh lost and a Cup-winning situation the next year.
At center, Cowan. Puck into the Colorado zone. Varlamov will set it. Scoops it around. Pass out to center. Smashed back in by the Sens. Barry, a little pressure. And he's going to get called for a penalty. The puck slid away. Zibanejad was tripped up, and Barry is headed to the penalty box. And Ottawa will get their first power play chance.
Colorado penalty number 4, 2 minutes tripping.
And they are the second best power play team in the league on the road.
And, you know, when you see a situation like Bobby Ryan set up that first goal, the defenseman fell down for the Avalanche there, Barry loses the puck. Ottawa's got to be doing something well on the forecheck to force mistakes like that, because you have the puck and twice now it's bounced off the Avalanche skate and allowed a goal and now a power play.
Well, it's a tripping penalty at 2:37. And the guy to watch is Bobby Ryan, leads the centers with 6 power play goals. Turris fires the puck to the corner. Spezza. Centers for Turris, rolls across. Ryan moves in. He shoots. He banged it off the post. Oh boy! And that is cleared out.
And again, this is what Bobby Ryan. I mean, that was just such a great shot, and he is a dangerous offensive player.
Ryan moves the puck to the corner for MacArthur, trying to push it around the boards, but Benoit intercepts and sends the puck back into the Senators zone. 1 minute left in the Barry tripping penalty. Karlsson sends it ahead over the line, onside. Ryan snapped around the boards, tipped back towards the point for Karlsson. Slides it across for Ceci. A little pressure, fights that off. Karlsson winds, fakes, moves in, he shoots. Oh, kick save and a beauty by Varlamov. Pass to the side of the net, centered in front. Kick back towards the point. Karlsson winds and breaks his stick as he shoots the puck. He's quickly to the bench for another stick. And the pass goes back to him with that new stick. Fires his pass. Ceci shoots. That one, did that hit the crossbar? And cleared out by the Avalanche. The Ottawa Senators put some pressure on.
We saw that shot we talked about in the first period. CC's shot. That was a bomb from the point.
Over the line for Phillips. Shot around the boards. Just 5 seconds left in the Barrie penalty. Get back to the point. CC in the slot. Big shot. Save. Rebound is loose. It comes free. And back behind the net, Conacher. Barrie's out of the box. Penalty is over. Conacher in front. Shot. Big save. Rebound. Scooped. It's still loose and cleared out by the Avs. It'll be an icing call on Colorado. Big time save from Varlamov.
A good work down low by the Avalanche to protect that puck from going in the net. But Ottawa's right, they're creating some nice plays down low. That's Phillips, the defenseman. Here's the puck coming through and right on the corner of the goal post and the crossbar. Here's Bobby Ryan earlier, and it's kind of an interesting shot.
Carlson's shot. Banks off a player, goes wide, scooped up by Stone. Pass across for Carlson. He's in, he shoots, that's blocked. Comes back to Carlson. Chips it along the boards. Vander Gulik backhands it up and out.
Well, the Avalanche get a line change now. Because Barrie was coming out of the box. The Avalanche had 3 defensemen on the ice.
Johnson picks off a pass, moves in, pass across, chance, kicked out by Anderson. That was a setup for Nathan McKinnon. McGinn back to the point. Benoit's shot stopped in front of the net. Carlson comes up with the puck, sends it up the boards. 2-on-1 develops for Ottawa. Spezza's got a man with him. Spezza in, pass, shot. Oh, and coming back. I think it was Benoit tipped that away. What a play by Benoit. McKinnon sends the puck in. What good action here in the second period. Centering pass. Again, backhands it to the corner. Go! Mark Stone shoots the puck to the center. Pushed ahead by Smith. 14 minutes left. Second period. Terrific action on both ends of the ice. Holden swats it towards the front. Cut off by Mathot. Smith in the center. Cassian moving through the middle circle. Lost the puck. Scooped in. Ottawa now with 12 of the last 15 shots on net. But they just got to 1 goal. Hit the post a couple of times on their power play chance. And a 2-on-1 that they didn't get a shot on net. Pass up ice, carried in, down the wing. Stastny shoots. Blocker saved by Anderson. Laid up the wing. Cassian trying to clear, had it blocked. Now lifted to center. Johnson. And Talbot cuts in, cuts across the middle. He shoots, saved by Anderson. He's got it. And he'll hold it for a face-off. Colorado leads 2-1 in the second period.
Michael, offense and defense from the Colorado Avalanche. First, the offensive play. We're trying to slow this one down and show you just what Johnson is able to find. I'll stop it right here, guys. And you're going to see Nathan McKinnon right up there. Pardon me, I'll figure that out sometime. But he is wide open. And Benoit, who played last year for this hockey club, the Ottawa Senators, and was a big part of their American Hockey League championship a couple of years ago.
And it's Senator McCarthy going one-on-one with Johnson. Pulls up, waits for some help down the slot. Shot gets tipped by Duchesne, and the puck has gone out of play. Well, the Avs doing a good job. They've actually had 12 blocked shots already in this game.
Well, you couple that with the idea, Mike, that right now they got Ottawa starting to get some shots on net and the block shots. So the Avalanche are facing an Ottawa club that now that's playing pretty well. So they're going to have to step it up and start to push it as they did early in the game.
Turris after the puck. Hayda got there first for the Avalanche. For Duchesne, off the skate, cross ice. Pushed up. Still in the Avalanche zone. Colorado in possession. Delay offside on the Sens. They back into the zone as Johnson carries towards the neutral zone. Then curls back deeper into the Colorado end. Makes a pass across for Hayda. He's got one of the 2 goals tonight for the Avalanche. Weaves his way in, turns and shoots and misses. The puck rattles around the boards. McGinn put it behind the net for Duchesne. Back towards the point. It got away from Sarch. Now it's a race. Bobby Ryan. After the puck, Sarch makes a nice play to fend off Ryan, then slide it across for Johnson. McKinnon carries down the wing. Comes in. He shoots. Kicked out by Anderson. Pass across. Brought in by Spezza. His pass fired wide of the net. Grinning has the puck for Ottawa. Swats at it, bouncing up in the slot. Stone couldn't hold on to the puck, and the Avalanche, McKinnon streaks out to center. Poke checked away. Backhanded around by Ceci. Gets back to the corner. 11:30 remaining. Second period. 2-1 Avalanche. Scrambles for the puck in the corner. Got Ottawa zone. Sends Habit. Shot out to center by Grinning. Ceci coming wide. He shoots on target. Steered away by Varlamov. Pass up ice. The steal back by Ottawa. Lifted in. Center ice by Ceci. Sent around the boards, and the Avs carry the puck to center. Nick Holden flips that one through for Talbot to take. Dumps it to the corner. Greiber. Cross ice pass. Out to center ice comes Smith. Down low in front, and Conacher was trying to tap it back for Zach Smith. Broken up by the Avs. The puck comes to center. Poked away. Pass rolls into the Ottawa zone. The thought. Bounces the puck into the Colorado end. Coming after it, Johnson. Wheels it around. That's blocked. Tipped to the blue line, kept in. Carlson just comes right in. He shoots. That's blocked in front. There's a great example, wasn't it, Peter, of Carlson, how quickly he just jumps up in.
And how quickly he jumps in and how well he reads the play. If he's backing up.
Shot save, rebound. And it's to the side of the net, covered by Anderson. It comes free. Then pushed back under Anderson, and he'll cover it for the faceoff. Avalanche with a good chance. Vander Gulik shot. Stastny couldn't push that rebound in. It stays 2-1 in favor of the Avs.
Second period here at the Pepsi Center. Avs up over the Sens 2-1. The Avs injury list, well, it continues to grow. So you can see Ryan O'Reilly day-to-day with that shoulder injury. Nate Ginnon also day-to-day ankle. Alex Tanguay, who has been skating, and Patrick Waugh said he's been looking good and looking comfortable on the ice. Also, P.A. Parento out probably until the start of February, but Patrick Waugh added this morning. That's why we're a team, and everyone has to chip in. Thanks.
All right, thank you, Julie.
For Tanguay, Mike, this is game 30 of the season. Parento already game 5, again in game 2, the first game for O'Reilly.
Shot by Johnson gets blocked. Turris picks it up. Lost it to McKinnon. His pass, shot, and saved by Anderson. Tipped back in front, and Anderson's got it covered.
And we talk about how quick they are, Mike, skating. One of the things also for McKinnon and Duchesne, they're extraordinarily quick with their puck skills. These are things that these guys, I mean, see how he took that from the backhand to the forehand and gets the shot on, and just that quick. And it used to be a play where to tie a guy's hands up, and not these guys nowadays. They work on those little plays in close every day.
Pass comes to center. Benoit puts it off the boards. Batted around. Talbot chips the puck in. Leach, Talbot, McLeod. Now to the line for the Avs. But cross ice. Pass comes through. We're over the line onside. Stone in front, and a good hit by Sarge. But oh, it's going to be a penalty. Sarge took his man down. He's going to argue that it shouldn't be a penalty, but the call has been made, and Ottawa gets another power play chance.
If Ottawa has done something well in this game, they've done a lot of things, you know, real well offensively. They've been driving to the net. They've been bringing everything to the front of the net. Varley's had to make some solid saves, and Another situation here, Mike. 8:54 remaining in this second period.
Last time on the power play, Ottawa hit the post, hit a crossbar. Not able to score with a man advantage. Benson, big drive. Kicked out by Varlamov. They cleared out to center ice. Carlson will take it. Pass for Turris. Pass over the line. Down the boards for MacArthur. Swings the puck around. Ryan can't keep it in, but it's held in momentarily by Carlson and fired by him down the ice. And Anderson's got to wait for it to come into the spot where he can play the puck. Gets it to Turris. Hands it off to Carlson. Breakout begins for the Ottawa Senators with Sarge off for slashing. The penalty called at 11:06. Power play number 2 for Ottawa. Pass in front, tipped by Turris. And cleared out by the Avalanche. Got a minute remaining for the Avs on this homestand. Given up only 2 power play goals during this entire homestand. That puck is fired over the glass. Was it tipped? Ottawa thinks it's a penalty. There's a discussion going on.
Mike, it looks like it, Mike.
Win Avalanche tickets, compliments of Excel Energy. Get your power meter number and go to altitude.tv. Click on the Excel Energy icon for energy saving tips and enter for a chance to win. No purchase is necessary. You can see official rules at altitude.tv.
Well, Mike Hayda's not a natural arguer. He's pretty much a, he just plays it straight. Oh, he hit Talbot's stick and hand.
So it's a delay of game penalty. 5-on-3.
But is it, Mike? Is it a delay of game penalty when it hits your man going out of the building? It was
called that way.
Yeah, it was called that way.
5-on-3 for Ottawa. Spezza throw it back high in the slot. Makes the pass down low in the slot. Carlson's shot gets blocked. There were 3 Avalanche players in the way. Back towards the point for Carlson. Walks in, fakes. Back to Carlson, top of the circle. Avs doing their best keeping it on the perimeter. Back to Carlson. He's their quarterback on the power play. Pass in front, Spezza scores. And there's still time left. There were 13 seconds remaining in Sarge's penalty. There's a minute 21 to go in Hayda's. We've got a 2-2 hockey game, and Ottawa's going back on the power play.
For a minute 21. And now both teams have an even strength goal. Both teams have a power play goal. The only difference being that Ottawa's is a 5-on-3. But again, it's Ryan who finds Spezza. Spezza glues himself down. Spezza's a right-hand shooting center iceman on the far side. He just pops it. Just one touch. And chips it up and over. Barty was at the end of that, Mike. He was just down. He got over there. It just popped up and over.
That ties things up at 2. Power play. Number 3 coming for Ottawa. A minute and 21 seconds. Ottawa 1 for 2 on the power play. 3 shots total. Johnson will get to the puck. 2-on-1 for the Avs, shorthanded. Johnson, pass, comes through the low slot. Around the boards, back to center ice. And Ottawa tries to get some numbers up the ice. Cutting across, handoff. In the corner. Into the circle. Zibanejad makes the pass. Back to the high slot and fumbled by Phillips. They'll recover out at center ice. Pass over for CC down the slot. Throwing to the corner. Pass back to the point. Carlson fires a bullet. And deflected off of Varlamov. Bounced back in front and then sent off the glass and out. So Spezza on the power play, 5-on-3 from MacArthur, who gets his second point of the game. And Carlson had another point. Shot! That one from Carlson rang off the post. Stone down low. Turris scores. And And it's 3-2 in favor of Ottawa.
Boy, did they, were those two, the 5-on-3 first, the way they moved it around, the way they crammed in, the great pressure, and then now with a completely different group, they moved that puck around, I mean, all over the place. Turris, like he's in no man's land. There's no way a defenseman is going to go over there, but he just fires a bomb. Turris is a very
shot he's got.
Oh my goodness! What an interesting, career. He was the first pick for the Phoenix Coyotes in 07, the number 3 pick overall in that year's draft. Got into a contract squabble with Phoenix. It wasn't worked out. Gets to Ottawa, and Mike, this year I think as much as any year, he's really just taken off and blossomed as a legitimate top center.
He was one of those young players there, Peter, when Wayne Gretzky was coaching. And never worked right there at the beginning for him, but boys, he found a home in Ottawa.
Again, it's one of those things where you expect so much when these guys are so young.
Landeskog, Avalanche down 3-2. Ottawa now with 23 shots. And have scored 5-on-3 power play goal. Just added another goal. Make it 3-2. Behind the net, Barry takes the puck. Ottawa 1 for 3 on the power play. 5 shots total. Barry handles the puck with 4:40 to go in the second period. The Avs had a 2-0 lead the first 5 minutes of this game, and Ottawa has come streaking back with 3 consecutive goals. A turnover, pass in front, picked off, and Carlson pushed the puck out in the center. Pass right back toward Duchesne. Carlson on him. Turns the puck to the corner. Turris. Long pass across for Cowan. Reaches the red line. Chips the puck in deep. Behind the net, Hayda. Drops it for Johnson. Pass goes across. Flagged down by MacArthur. He's got the puck. Then Turris had it. He lost it. And Avalanche McGinn skates to center. Puts the puck in, then gives chase. Shoulder to shoulder with CC along the end boards. Puck comes free. Bounced by McKinnon. But Ottawa regains possession. MacArthur pass to center for Turris. To the red line. Dumped into the corner. CC after it. Chipped it off the side of the Avs net. Andre Benoit sends the puck off the glass and out. Then in. Anderson pushed the puck free. And CC's pass to center ice. Over the line, down the wing, carried in on the far side by McCulloch. Chopped away by Talbot. Not enough steam to get an icing call. They go off the boards, back through center, into the ad zone. The icing's been waved off. We have 3 minutes remaining in the period. Barry. Carries the puck through center. Down the wing, cutting in. His pass slowed up in front and wedged away. Stone for Ottawa. Center ice. Holden for Colorado. Goes back from behind the net. Heads out towards center. Makes the pass. Landeskog rink wide for Mitchell. Stripped away. Mark Stone makes the pass. But gets the pass back. The depth to center. Back into the ad zone. That last goal, Turris from Stone at 14-18. Putting Ottawa ahead 3-2 in the second period. A little more than 2 minutes left in this period. Johnson to center, to the red line. The puck in. Cut off. And Carlson whips the pass across. Center ice. Cowan dumping the puck into the Avalanche zone. Avs have got it. Hayden's pass through the middle, and it just hopped on Mitchell. That close to a breakaway. Mitchell gets the pass from Duchesne. Swatted at by CC. McKinnon. Cut off by Turris. Lifted up the boards. It stays inside the zone. CC will take it. And we got a whistle. They say maybe it's saying offside.
Hand pass, I believe.
Hand pass is the reason for the stop. Ottawa's come back. They now lead the game 3-2. All right, let's look at who is in the groove. As always, brought to you by Groove Subaru. And here are 4 Avalanche players that are going to Russia to participate in the Olympics, representing 4 different countries. That's fascinating.
It's fascinating, Mike, but you look at those 4 countries, each of them could win the gold.
Absolutely.
And each of them will be devastated if they don't at least get a medal. And there's only 3 medals, so someone's coming home unhappy.
So always that pressure, Peter, on the home team. Backhand, setting, rebound, no, it hit the crossbar, no goal. Out to center, MacArthur, what a chance, couple of great chances there for the Avs. Lifted around the boards, back towards the point, kept in by Carlson, quick pass, and Duchesne's gonna break away. He's in, he shoots, saves, rebound, kicked away by Cowan, the side of the net, and Carlson's got it for Ottawa. Couldn't get out of the zone. Shot right into the chest of McGinn. Played it across for McKinnon. And behind the net for Duchesne. Cowan trying to stay with him. Carlson poke check the puck. And with it is Carlson. Plays it up the boards for Bobby Ryan. Flies the puck to center ice. Good pressure here by the Avs in the waning moments of this period. Shot by Johnson looking for a tip. And the puck goes wide and caroms around the boards and out. And a couple Avalanche players going to the front.
Well, that last sequence, McKinnon hit the crossbar and then he just couldn't get the puck as it slided through the crease. Good defensive play by one of the Ottawa players.
Bullet. Pass. And the Ottawa Senators on the move. With the puck to McLeod. They had an assist on that last goal. Give Carlson another assist. He's got 2. Well, Peter, certainly some highlight plays during that second period.
Well, Duchesne jumps on the puck and just right there. Good job by Cowan. But here's a play previous. Puck coming in. Just a perfect opportunity. Now here's a crossbar that was earlier. McKinnon coming in. Just blinks. You see, Jamie McGinn thought it was in. Right there, it just goes up and over. So the Avalanche carry that now, Mike, into the third period. A little momentum offensively in this hockey game.
Well, the Avs in the first had 2 goals in a 2-minute 35-second span. Ottawa only took a minute and 25 between 2 goals in the second period, and they take the lead 3-2. Stay tuned for the Subaru Intermission Report. Colorado Avalanche hockey on altitude is brought to you by Groove Subaru. On Broadway or online at grooveauto.com. Pepsi, live for now. And by the Ford Super Duty. Built stronger, built better, built Ford tough. Avalanche with a 2-1 lead after the first period of play. Peter, let's review how we got here into the second period. We're now Ottawa leads 3-2.
Well, the Avalanche in the power play might take a early lead. And it looked, the game was certainly a situation where the Avalanche were pushing the play. They were on top of the Ottawa Senators. And with Hayden's goal right here, Mike, we made it 2-0. And everything the Avalanche have been talking about yesterday and today seemed to be right there. And then the Avalanche, couple of turnovers, down low. Bobby Ryan, just a beautiful play to MacArthur. And then in the second period, Mike, you could feel the tide turning. And a 5-on-3 that Ottawa Senator Spezza, their newly named captain this season, that's a big goal. If they can score in a 5-on-3, it actually wasn't a power play goal. The next one, Hayden was 4 seconds out of the penalty box, but he hadn't really jumped into the play yet. So the 5-on-3 and that next goal, Mike, and suddenly the Avalanche down by 1. And does this now become a key third period for the Avalanche?
Game 6 of this 7-game homestand. Still have the New York Islanders on Friday. A team that's playing pretty well right now.
And scoring like there's no tomorrow with John Tavares. He's had 8 points his last 2 games.
Carlson with the puck, pass down the slot, slipped away. Comes free, shot by Ryan, that's blocked. Turns backhander, that hit Varlamov in the chest, it comes loose. Ryan then turns, tipped back to the point for Carlson. Tight ropes along the blue line, makes the pass across. Cowan shot on target, and then tipped back behind the net. Ryan goes down to the ice. Duchesne picks up the puck, sends it up the boards. Conacher picked it off. And McKinnon for the Avalanche lifts it up and out of the zone so that the Avalanche can make a line change. Carlson pushed the puck across for Conacher, dribbled away from him, and Landeskog make a pass off the boards back to center ice. Avalanche have it in the Ottawa zone. Mitchell shot right into the chest of a goaltender, Craig Anderson. Well, for the Avalanche, they scored 2 goals on their first 4 shots, but have not been able to get another one by Craig Anderson since.
And for Patrick Waugh and his hockey club right now, same situation Mike last game against the Calgary Flames. They were up 2-1. The other club got a couple of second period goals to take a 3-2 lead. They did tie it up, and they're looking now for that game-tying goal in this game and hope that they don't, give up that power play goal late. But Mike, again, just this game seemed to be there for the Avalanche. Nice game by Ottawa, though. This has been a pretty impressive club that's coming here.
Pass comes across, back to the point, held in, and the ricochet out to center ice. Launched to the corner. But will take the puck for the Avalanche. This homestand began against the Winnipeg Jets. That for the Avalanche was a loss in overtime. Then the Avs rattled off 3 consecutive wins. Monday night, a loss to Calgary. Talbot with the puck coming in. Pushed off the puck. Tapped in the corner. Cassian ties up in the corner with Barry. The puck comes free. Driver kicked it up the boards. Pass out to center ice for Condra. He's tied up. And the Avalanche regain the puck. Barry spins back into the corner. Through the neutral zone. Pass over the line. Off to McKinnon into the corner. CC and McKinnon struggle for the puck. Hayden picks it in from the point. Makes the pass out in front for McGinn. It bounced away from him. And CC carries to center ice. Ryan's pass for Turris. Trying to push it by. Johnson had made a smooth play to take it away. Pass out to center ice. Brought in by Duchesne. Coming wide. He shoots. Anderson makes the save.
For the Avalanche in tonight's game, Mike, the hit parade has continued. They have been physical, very physical, especially since Christmas. But night after night, Mike, they've had over 30 hits tonight. Not quite maybe that many, but again, for the Avalanche, what you can't do now, Mike, if you're going to hit, you just got to be like, as McLeod did right there, a good, solid body check. You can't let this club go on the power play again, Mike. They're moving that puck around well.
Why they're the second best power play team in the league on the road. 15th overall. They're moving. Spezza coming in over the line. Carlson shoots it high. Benoit came sliding across and forced that shot high. Then the Avalanche go 3-on-2 the other way. Stastny, Mitchell, shot missed. That found the glass. And the puck carried out to center. Pushed ahead for Spezza. He's got to wait. Carlson had really jumped up on the play. Had to hold up and wait.
After 2 periods, Carlson had attempted 12 shots at the net. That was number 13 right there. And you got Spezza. Carlson jumping up into the play, Michael. And boy, oh boy. At the other end for the Avalanche, numbers coming up the ice. Good work for the Avalanche. But you can see, Mike, how important it is to have those defensemen jump up into play. Those 3-on-3s, teams just smothered those now. But when it's a 4-on, that changes everything, and he gets some room.
Conacher smashes the puck in, rims around, tipped by Patrick front, big time save, rebound shot, another stop. Back into the corner, pass, shot tipped, wide of the net by McCauley. Hayden with the puck. What a big save for Varlamov. Will that be one that we look back on? The Avalanche can come back. Icing called on the Avs. To look back on, the Avs can come back in this. This might be that save. You go, here's where you kept this game close.
And for Varlamov, Mike, it's a situation where you have to read and know what's going on. You saw where he's coming out into the blue. That puck coming from the corner, he had already checked to see that there is an Ottawa player coming down through the slot. And as that puck is coming through, that little pass, nice pass, but you've got to be moving out towards the play.
Bounce pass, the line, Cassian, drills it to the corner. Holden ties up with his man. The puck comes free, pass in the slot, sees he's got a big shot. Oh, man! And then the save by Varlamov. Back around the board. This Ottawa team, Peter's got some big-time shooters. We saw the sort of same thing with Columbus. Barry, nice move. He shoots, saved by Anderson. Loose puck. Bordelo's got it. Played it back to the point. Rammed around the boards. Comes to the near side. Crocker couldn't chip it out. Avalanche, nice play to keep it alive. Vandergool's got Bordeleau in front. Goes to the far side circle for Tyson Barrie. Behind the net for Bordeleau. Pass back to the point for Malone. Near side, Barrie one-timer went off the heel of the stick and wide. Phillips trying to chip it out. Gets a little help. It's going to be deep enough for an icing call. It has been waved off. No icing, but both teams making a line change. Good pass down the ice. No icing. Carlson back to retrieve the puck. Shoots it around the boards. McCowan off the glass and out. Johnson. And McArthur on him. Twist. Pass for Duchesne. Ryan trying to slow him down. Pass comes to Aaron Johnson. Moves the puck across the rink for McGinn. Wheels it out in the center for Duchesne. Shoots it into the Ottawa zone. 14 minutes left to go in the third. And as the puck gets punched out to center. Benoit's pass through the middle. Carried in over the line by McKinnon. He's in. Pass. Slides back to the point. Starts with a shot. Got deflected wide. Anderson bats it to the corner. Cowan trying to clear. Duchesne stopped the puck. Took a hit. Pass comes near side for Conacher. Skates to center. His pass over the line. Down the slots. And the puck comes free back behind the net. Vanderjagt running center. Picked off by Colorado. Pass to center. Cross ice for Benoit. Offside. Hold on the Avalanche. Well, some chances for the Avs here in the third, but Ottawa still leads by a goal. All right, let's answer the Did You Know question. Which recently inducted Baseball Hall of Famer was selected in the 4th round of the 1984 draft? That would be Tom Glavine. Terrific pitcher. And look at some players that were drafted after Glavine. Goaltender Kurt McLean, Brett Hull, Luc Robitaille, Gary Suter, and
Patrick Waugh went 51. And guess who went number 1 that year? Mr. Mario Lemieux. What a draft.
Well, what a tremendous athlete, Tom Glavine. Drafted in the NHL. You go to the Baseball Hall of Fame. Would you say, Peter, out of all the Hall of Fames, is that the most difficult one to get in?
Hockey. Always hockey.
Is it? All right, we got a whistle. Icing called on the Avs. If you're looking for a great car, check out the all-new Kias. Visit ColoradoKiaDealers.com. Discover Kia's full lineup of high-quality, stylish, dependable vehicles. I love the Sorento that I drive, and you can see more cars at ColoradoKiaDealers.com. Face off in the Avs zone. 12:53 remaining in the third period. 3-2 in favor. The Ottawa Senators. Phillips back to retrieve the puck. Center bounces the head. Off to Conacher. Back behind the Avalanche net. Anderson harassed behind the net. Pass out in front. Pass to the near side. Handled by Mitchell. Carries in. His shot goes wide. Craig Anderson back up the board. Barry. A little help from Mitchell. The puck squeezed free. Center ice. Holden from the red line. Slapped in around the boards. Up the far side. Ryan tips the puck. Comes into the neutral zone. Scooped across. Back to the Avalanche zone. Pass up ice. Turris. Stick check, but the puck bounces free. Carlson with a chance. That one goes wide. It was McArthur with a shot. Into the corner with the puck. Back into the corner. Turris. Tap behind the net for Bobby Ryan. He's got some time, some room. Elects to go far side. Cowan slides it over for Erik Karlsson. Back towards Cowan. Winds and shoots, and that tip goes off the glass. Dropped down behind the net. Punch to the corner. Turris after it. His pass back towards Karlsson. He winds, fakes, pass to Cowan, pass in front. Turris was open. Back around the boards. Back to Karlsson. Slides it across for Cowan. He shoots, looking for a redirect, but couldn't connect. Played off the glass and out by the Avs. Not deep enough for an icing call. Pass the fight for Turris. Banks it in.
Avs need something. They need a play, someone to come up with something right now, because Ottawa is sort of controlling the pace of this game, and at times pinning the Avalanche in their own zone.
A steal at center ice. Cassian, nice pass, Condra, but Duchesne, and then Hayda back checking. Shot by Ceci, save made by Varlamov. And Ottawa now at 30 shots on net. Shot through traffic, bounced out in front between the circles. Pushed to center for McKinnon. His pass towards Duchesne, deflects high in the slot, blocked, slammed out to center ice. One-on-one. Condra coming in on Benoit, shoots and misses on the short side. Bounce to the corner. McGinn for the Avalanche. Backhands it out to center over everybody. No icing. Karlsson tapped it up the board. Stone. And then old Chip Spezza's pass through the middle. Brought in over the line. Ottawa wheels it around the boards behind the net. Spezza got it for the centers. To the corner for Stone. Back to Spezza. Stone misses on the one-timer. Swung back around behind the net. We're halfway through the third period. 3-2 Ottawa to the point. Slid across Karlsson. Down low, nice pass. Tipped in front for Stone. He shoots, that's blocked. Didn't get to the net. Into the corner. Back behind the net for Spezza. Lots of time. Spezza. Still no pressure on him. He walks out in front, makes a pass. That gets tipped up in the air. Lifted to center ice.
The Avalanche dodged a bullet right there. Spezza had the puck on the far side. He just misfired. It was not a pass across. I think he just missed the shot.
Stastny's pass. And across for Mitchell. In the third period. Ottawa out shooting the Avalanche. Now 9-3 here in this period. And Ottawa leads the game 3-2. What is on tap? Presented by Coors Light. Friday night, the Avalanche wrap up this long homestand. They'll be hosting the New York Islanders. Our complete coverage begins at 6:30 here on Altitude Sports.
As we mentioned, New York Islanders, one of those clubs, my big disappointment this season. But because of the standings in the Eastern Conference as far as the points, they're not out of it by any stretch.
Fight for the puck. Ottawa comes up with it. Wrapped around the boards. Held at the far side. By Mathot. Colorado's one category they're winning here in this third period, face-offs. But Ottawa has the puck in the Avs zone. Tip free. Holden gets checked. Tipped into the corner. Played back for McCulloch. Stastny on him. McCulloch in front of the net. Barry immediately push the play up ice. Gives to Landeskog. Skates in. Looking for a trailer. Shot. Glove save made by Anderson.
And again, that's the kind of play the Avalanche need. Defenseman jumping up into the play. We've seen Benoit. Now we've seen Barry. We've seen Holden jumping up into the play. Stastny just handcuffed him just for a second. But you know, if you're Erik Johnson now, you know your partner Hayda will be back there, and you've got to jump up into play because it's that we're down like inside of 10 minutes in this period.
8:31 to go. So Ottawa wins the faceoff. Hayda, nice job to block that chip, keeping it inside the zone. Vandergulik wedged against the boards. Bordeleau kicking at the puck. Cowan trying to stay with him. The pass comes off the boards. Down low, there's a chance. Vandergulik missed it with a backhand try. Back behind the net. Hit back around the boards. Good play by this line. Hayda, one hand to the head. Karlsson going to control the puck. Good pressure from this line. Pass out to center.
Vandergool's been very effective for the Avalanche tonight, stepping in for this first game of the season.
Carlson. Outlet pass to Zach Smith. His pass broken up at the line. Pass over the line. Here comes McKinnon. He's in. He shoots and misses. Back around the boards for MacArthur. And nice play by Duchesne. He left up in the air. McGinn shoots, and it was tipped by Carlson high. All of a sudden, here come the Avalanche. Benoit tipped to the corner. McGinn lost the puck. Carlson trying to skate out to center, but again, the Avalanche, nice job keeping the puck in play in the Ottawa zone. Lifted out to center by Smith. Benoit will take it. Makes the pass for McKinnon over towards Duchesne. He comes down the wing. He gets away. He walks in front, but coming back was Bobby Ryan to break up the play. Pass to center. Picked up by Ryan. Skates over the line. His pass broken up by Johnson. Swatted at McKinnon's pass to the blue line. Duchesne's got it. Swept away from him. Ryan makes a quick pass across for the thought. His pass slowed up. Turris tipped it. Avalanche right on it. We're seeing some urgency here from Colorado. Ryan from the red line. Keeps the puck ahead.
They've upped it. The last 3 shifts have all been better for the Avalanche.
Pass for Barry. Shoots it in the thought. And then nailed it right back into the Av zone. Resulted in an icing call on Ottawa. All of a sudden, it's the Avalanche applying the pressure. Can they get that tying goal?
Well, for Nathan McKinnon, 7 goals the last 7 games, 4 in the last 2. Mike, he's the defenseman. Look at the defenseman, Mike, how far they back up. It's so hard to keep a gap on McKinnon or Duchesne. Just good, Mike, they force you back. You go back, you have to retreat against that kind of speed.
Behind the net in the Ottawa zone, Spezza. Front for Ceci. Pass for Stone. Pressure from Hayda. Banked it off the boards. No icing. Holden. Backhands it around. Landeskog waiting in the corner. Put it out in front of the net. Varlamov shoots it across for Mitchell. Off the glass and out. And we'll return the last 6 minutes of the third period. The Avs looking for that tying goal. They trail by 1.
Well, Mike, here it is. 5:55 remaining for the Colorado Avalanche. A very important game here at home in the 7-game homestand. Paul Stastny had the big goal last game, tied it up at 3. Landeskog's had points in 8 consecutive games, all 6 of the home games. Benoit, outstanding this season for the Avalanche offensively, and Barley knows, Mike, you let one more in, probably don't win this hockey game. So it is that time for the Avs.
His last 10 starts has not lost in regulation. Right now his team trailing 3-2. Just under 6 minutes left. The Avalanche have been playing well the last few shifts. They're applying that pressure. Can they get the tying goal? Landeskog has the puck dribble away. Batted to center ice. Stone over the line. Poke check by Johnson. Carried in by Stastny. Wrapped along the boards, makes the pass. Landeskog drills one that gets blocked. Chopped it around the near side wall. Kept in by Stastny. Slides it across for Johnson. Shoots wide. Comes off the backboards, and Anderson dives on the puck to cover.
Of the Ottawa Senators, we talked about the big defense, and they got a young defensive core too. Kyle, Mike, he's just 21 years old. You got Carlson, and Mike, the interesting thing about a guy like Cowan, he's Carlson's defensive partner, and you're going to face a lot of 3-on-1s, 2-on-1s, and offensive situations, but you have to have that ice water in your veins. And who was the best that the Avalanche had at that? Was Sandis Ozolinsh. John Clem. He allowed Sandis Ozolinsh to roam and be a first-team All-Star. And I remember talking to him. Should you ever get upset? I mean, he had 5 2-on-1s in the second period alone. He said, no, you got to let Sandis go. You have to have that mentality if you're going to be paired with and be successful with the kind of offensive player Carlson is.
You said that Carlson, little bit reminding you of Sandis.
A little bit. Oh, absolutely. Just the way that he can just up the ante offense.
Jump in, then come back.
You've got to have that riverboat gambler, and if you're really going to play that role.
sure that Ottawa feels the same way. I remember announcing games already with Ozalinch and saying, Ozalinch breakaway chance. And it's a 2-on-1 the other way. It's Ozalinch back.
Yeah,
I mean, he's just all over the ice, but pays off in dividends for sure when it works. Good well for this Ottawa team, Peter. They don't play again until Saturday against Nashville, so they can lay it all out here. They don't play again until Saturday. For the Avalanche, well, it's gut check time right now. 4:39 left to go. 2 points on the line for the Avs. Got New York here at home, the Islanders on Friday, and then in Minnesota the next night. And then the next opponent would be the Chicago Blackhawks next Tuesday in Chicago. Always a tough place, although the Rangers were there tonight and came away with a regulation win. Avalanche had the puck, carried to center ice. McLeod moving in. McLeod shoots, kicked away by Anderson, but it comes to Duchesne. He's in. He shoots. That gets blocked. He gets it again. Rolled away. Bounced into the corner. McLeod behind the net for Duchesne. Going to push his way free. Wrap around. Oh, denied. Shot by McLeod. What a kick save by Anderson. What a save. Back to the point for Johnson. Avalanche keep applying the pressure. Shot gets blocked by his teammate Talbot. And off over to Duchesne. Cleared out by Ottawa. What a kick save by Anderson. Hayden's pass. Boy, the Avs had a lot of players on the ice. Brought in over the line. Duchesne to the corner. And behind the net. Hayden. Nice job pinching in. The corner, McGinn. Working his way. Trying to power along the boards. Over towards McKinnon. He spins. Avalanche really pushing the play. Over to Barry. Tipped in front, and that one wobbles wide. Played around the boards. Hayden, strong pinching in. Again, nice play. Ottawa's trying to alleviate the pressure. Tip the puck to center ice. Avs get it back. Pass across for Mitchell. Nice tilting towards the Ottawa zone. Mitchell walking in. No goal. The horn sounded, but no goal. That definitely hit the post. Then hit Anderson and bounced away. What a move by Mitchell, and he missed by inches.
And we have a perfect angle from up here in that one, and we can see that it just slid across.
Pass, Jacob Landeskog. He's in. Procheck follows. Score! You can feel it coming. You can absolutely feel it for the Avalanche. They were coming on. They tied the game at 3.
He did it last game. He does it again tonight. A red-hot Paul Stastny. The Avalanche. Mike, and you can go back to that fourth line shift about 4, 5, 6 minutes ago, Mike. Seemed to get everything rolling towards the Avalanche, and now here the goal. Stastny, what a great play. Landeskog, size, cuts across in front, and Stastny bangs it home, and the Avalanche tie this one up, Mike. That is a monster goal for the Avs.
Here's your key scoring summary. Stastny's 13th of the year at 1740. Landeskog's second assist of the game. Barry with the other assist. Game tied up at 3. 2 minutes left to go. Boy, you can just feel it coming. The Avalanche were controlling it, pushing the play.
You can feel it coming for the Avalanche early. Then you can feel Ottawa starting to take over, and then now all of a sudden, the Avalanche just turned it up.
Condra dumps the puck in. You know, go back to that save that Varlamov made earlier this third period. Gave the Avalanche a chance. Duchesne save made by Anderson. McGinn's pass. Oh, he had McKinnon wide open. Puck slides back behind the net. Center, here's a chance, and it rolled away, and then wide. Duchesne knocked down. Ottawa with the puck. Turns to center ice for MacArthur. He's over the line, coming across, down the slot, drop pass. MacArthur in, shot, missed the net. Back towards Ceci. Drills it to the corner. Hayter for the Avalanche. 1 minute left to go.
1 minute remaining in the period.
From behind the net. Handled by Johnson. For the last 8 minutes, the Avalanche have outshot Ottawa 8-0 and get the tying goal. Squeezed out to center. 35 seconds remaining in the third period. Phillips pass off the boards. Bounce back. Slant around the glass. Sarge holds it in. Shot down low. There's a chance, but it rolled away. Tipped in by the Avs. Phillips. McLeod holds the puck in. 10 seconds remaining in regulation. Cross ice pass broken up by Hayden. And we're going to run out of time in the third period. Hayden will get one last shot. Well, the Avalanche completely outplaying Ottawa in the last 8 minutes of the third period. Landeskog drove the net. Stastny followed, tying the game at 3. And with that goal, we are going to have overtime in Denver. This overtime being brought to you by Group Subaru on Broadway or online at groupauto.com. Well, a late goal by Paul Stastny has set the scene here in Denver at Pepsi Center. His 13th of the season, and the Avalanche are going to overtime. Well, here's the records for Ottawa. 3-2 in overtime. For the Avalanche, they're 3-1.
Well, let's go back to the goal. Boy, when you see Landeskog cut in like this is just a monster. Coming down that left wall, but he cuts across in such a way that he took both defensemen out of the play. And let Stastny come in the void. Stastny comes across, makes a nice play. But that was just a monster move by Landeskog.
At center ice. Tipped in. Here's a chance for the Avs. Coming down the slide is Barry. He's in. He shoots off of Anderson. And the puck comes free. Landeskog to Stastny. Back to Landeskog. The puck slid away, but Barry on it. Boy, the Avs really attacking here in overtime. Stastny behind the net. All 4 players face off dots are below. Barry, chance. Tyson Barry. And the Avalanche come back. Beat Greg Anderson and the Ottawa Senators. Final score tonight, 4-3. Tyson Barry with a game winner in overtime. Peter, at one point there were 4 players below the face-off dots for the Avalanche on that play in the Ottawa zone. And they went for it right away.
I'm going to say, that is a decision that's been made. Guys, we're going for it. You see Barry right there. Holding on the other side was right down low. The Avalanche. Mike, you wanted that old line snatched. Victory from the jaws of defeat. You got your best example of that this year for the Avalanche. What a turnaround they get. They go to 4-1-1 on this homestand, Mike. It could be an extraordinary homestand with one more game left against the New York Islanders.
Yeah, they were 2 minutes and 20 seconds away from getting nothing. And I'm telling you, I still go back, Peter, to that save that Varlamov made, that point-blank chance. Yep. Wide open, a great pass, wide open in front. He makes the save, gives them a chance.
Yeah, absolutely. And then you get to a couple of you wonder why they're the Olympic teams. Well, Stastny and Landeskog showed you why.
And the Avs had last 10 shots on goal in the game. All right, why don't we listen in? Here's the announcement of tonight's Coors Molson 3 stars of the game.
3 stars of the game as selected by Mike Mosier of Altitude Radio. Tonight's 3rd star from the Avalanche, number 9, Matt Duchesne. Tonight's 2nd star from the Avalanche, scoring his 13th goal of the season, number 26, Paul Stastny. And tonight's 1st star of the game with the overtime game winner, number 4, Tyson Barry. number one star, standing by with Julie Broman.
Tyson, your third goal of the season, but boy, what a great time to score it.
Yeah, you know, we were pressing hard there the last 5 minutes trying to tie it up, and then we did, and it was nice to, Paulie made a great pass in the slot, and I just had to put it in the empty net pretty much.
It really seemed like a game of momentums. Can you talk about that with the 2-0 start and then the Sens coming back?
Yeah, I thought we had a great start, got up too quick, and then they came back. I know they hemmed us in there in the third for a couple minutes, but I thought, you know, near the end of the third, we took the game back over, and, you know, we were able to tie it up, and then get those 2 points is huge for us.
A big win against a team that had won 4 straight. Talk about what it's done for this homestand.
Yeah, this homestand is, you know, this is so important for us. We knew we had, you know, a bunch of games here, and if we could, you know, finish this thing out right against New York, it's going to be a great, great homestand.
Thanks, Tyson.
Yeah, thank you.
That's Tyson Barrie. Guys, back up to you.
All right, Tyson Barrie, the overtime winner for the Avalanche, and they win it tonight 4-3 over the Ottawa Senators. Please join us on Friday night. The Avalanche wrap up this homestand. They play the New York Islanders. Now let's get to the studio. It's time for the AutoNation Toyota Locker Room Report.